now new member of the New York Metropolitans, everybody. Host number 2, Trevor May. Woo!
Welcome. Incoming message.
This is the May Contain Action podcast
on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and more.
3, 2, 1, 0. All systems active.
Welcome, everyone, to Season 2 of the May Contain Action podcast, episode 48 in total. Yeah, we've done this 48 individual times, and I've been here for every single one of them, which is more than I'm going to say for host number 2. This is the world's #1 podcast for gaming, content creation, who's also happens to be hosted by a headset model and a now new member of the New York Metropolitans, everybody. Host number 2, Trevor May. Woo!
Woo!
I'm
Fresh
Paul, by the
off
way.
the plane, almost. What? What's that?
Yeah, I forgot to say who I was. I'm Paul.
It's Paul.
ActionJaxon. Yeah, sorry. I forgot about that.
He was just so excited to congratulate me.
I was very excited. He's got the hat on. You got the hat on?
Yeah, I got the hat on.
Yeah.
I don't wear hats.
Kind of cringy.
Today, I'll never wear this hat again because it's a little cringy. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of cringy to wear your team hat. Yeah, we're not on the field.
It's just a special day, okay?
It's kind of weird. Yeah. And our guest is cackling in the background.
If I wear a hat, does that make you less uncomfortable?
You're not
I can put a hat on.
introduced yet.
If you need that, I can put on a hat.
Shut your mouth.
There we go. Now I have a hat.
This is the best.
No one can see you because we haven't introed you yet, Broman.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Before we introduce our guest, I'd like to welcome you to the May Contain Action Twitch channel, by the way. Don't forget to follow us and turn on notifications so you never miss a live show. If you like to watch this poop show live, rather than the ultra edited high quality edition our lovely producer PM likes to put over on Spotify, Google Play, and all those other places. Don't forget to also just follow. Be sure to follow the channel because we put a lot of work into it and we really appreciate it. And if you don't, we're going to be sad. So our guest today is someone very, very special. I moved my camera, so I keep looking off to my other camera, and I have this one. I'm going to look here at this camera. Our professor today, I'm really just having we take a week off for a holiday, and I just can't.
Really bad. Just get through it, dude. You have one more line. Just read one more.
Here we go. The #1 rated laugh on Twitch by a random poll. ProfessorBroman is here, everybody.
All right. Hi. Hello. Hi. There's my hat. I got my hat.
Just ignore the hat. Just ignore Paul's 20 FPS camera, by the way. It's fine.
No, it's cinematic.
No, it's fine.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I wanted to plant that seed in your head for the whole episode.
It's my phone. I don't know why. We do what we got to do. We're going to have a good, we're going to have a no issue podcast here soon. It's going to happen. I'm really excited for it to happen. We're going to get in a real groove here.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Dude, fresh cut. He's got the jean jacket on.
I mean, yes.
You guys go to like Applebee's or something, dude?
Went to Chili's.
Oh, my bad.
It's the apps that really
get you. Yeah.
The baby back ribs, honestly.
The low price. The 2-for-1
low price. You know what I like? I like that I can't see Professor Broman's eyebrows. That's my favorit's part.
It's very scary. Here, hang on.
They could not even be there. We don't even know.
Then I don't know when to stop taking off my hat. So it's difficult. Yeah, so you just let's
just take it easy. Staff is here. Let's calm down. Put those eyebrows away. Broman, we want to get to know you. We want to get to know more about you, who you are, where you've been, where you're going, and what your favorite color is. But before we get to any of that super hard-hitting stuff, we want to know a couple of things about you. Just kind of get you. I want to know. I know we usually don't start with this because it's not in the I don't know.
Shook it up a little bit.
Yeah, the thing you shook it up. I hope we get to it. All right, I'm going to trust you. I'm trusting the process here with Trevor. What we want to know first about you, and what I think our listeners want to know, is where did you first discover live streaming? Where did you discover that live streaming was a thing?
Where did it begin?
Where did you see it?
This is actually really fun. This is a fun story for me.
Ooh.
So I don't know it like back in the day, you'd like have this extension in Firefox called Stumble Upon. I don't know if you.
That sounds familiar.
It.
Yeah.
So basically,
we're not 30s. We know.
You could. Yeah. I mean, some people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you're cool. So yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I should have assumed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like clicking through Stumble Upon, and then it brought me to like a live stream page for like a fundraiser for like Hurricane Sandy. And I was like, wait, what? This guy's playing like yeah, I said this guy is playing Paper Mario and raising money for these people that like got affected by this hurricane. This is nuts. This is like really interesting intersection, because it was 2013, or it might have been even before that.
Yeah. 12 or 13.
Yeah. So like I saw that and I was like, oh, like there's like all of this live streaming stuff is like what they're trying to do on TV with like, have your phone out and have the official Family Guy app to play along. And like everyone hated that crap. But they were like trying to get you constantly addicted to this like second screen of information, and then like bring up Twitch the first time, and I was like, holy shit, that's what this is. And I just like I got really excited and I kind of dove in.
Wow.
That was how I found it. Yeah.
Wow. Was it Twitch then, or was it Justin TV?
I don't know if it was Twitch or Justin TV.
2013, I want to say it was Twitch.
It just
at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you first give it a shot, Broman, yourself? When did you first try it on your own?
That same year. Can't remember the first.
Oh, it was that same year? You immediately turned. You okay?
Yeah. I'm trying to like. Sometimes my timelines get fuzzy because I'm old. But
yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. It's been a minute. But yeah, I mean that same year is when I got started, and I started with speed running because that's what I was watching, and I was like, oh, wow, I like old games, and I like the idea of being able to play my favorite games forever. That sounds dope.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll get to do one of these GDQ things. And I was lucky enough to get to be part of GDQ 2014, I think.
Oh,
and
okay.
we did the Borderlands 4-player co-op speed run, and I still had hair back then. And so that was, And I hate that video's out there. But I had hair, and
Where can I find this video? Where does it?
It's on the GDQ web archive, I guess.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so
definitely not on your channel though, because you had to delete those.
Yeah, delete all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, Twitch.
Thanks, Twitch. You're the best.
That's so good.
Appreciate you, Twitch.
Well, when you started doing, well, go ahead, Trevor.
Who did you co-op with? Wait, someone else.
Oh,
we've talked to.
Oh,
my brother.
Or your brother.
T-Rex.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. It came up. I think it came up when we played. Someone was talking about it. I played with. Were you there when we played Among Us with T-Rex? Were you in the group? I don't think you were there that day.
Me personally, I'm
talking to Ben.
We're in like a video call, so I don't know.
There's three of us.
You just point at the camera. And like,
Broman, I don't think you were at the Among Us game. I think just T-Rex was. And I believe that someone was talking about it. So I'm like, wow, I've heard this story before, but that's where it was from. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Paul, with what you were going to say.
No, it's fine. So you started playing around like 2013, pretty close to after you figured out that Family Guy had an app. Yeah. At what point did you realize that you could make a career? Like when did it get to that point?
So like at that point in my life, I was still like working full time and streaming. So it was sort of, there was this moment where my now ex-wife and I, she finished her master's degree and got her first like full-time job, and I had been working all my part-time and full-time jobs to sort of support as much as I could while she was going through school. So when we moved to like a new location for a job, I brought my streaming setup and I said, we did this whole I was supporting you with this thing. I think that the streaming could actually go somewhere for me. It's not like any of these dead-end jobs that I have are paying that much. So like, give me 6 months, see if I can't replace this minimum wage salary with some subs and tips. And if I can't, then whatever, I'll go back to I think my plan at that point was to get some like some Security Plus licenses and things like that, and work on computers if it didn't work out.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so,
awesome.
like, that's kind of the opportunity I was presented with in my life, to give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it kind of worked. So that was great.
I find, and I don't know that this is necessarily the case. Maybe I'm just, Trevor could be my check and balance on this, but I feel like a lot of times our guests that experience a good amount of success in the streaming world in general start off streaming out of necessity, in a way that's like, I don't really have much else going, and I do like this and I want to give it a shot. But like, I don't know that we've had a lot of guests that are like, I really wanted to make a lot of money and be super famous, so I started to stream. It was usually like, I worked at Best Buy. I worked at, whatever job that's just like meh, and decided that I wanted to give it a shot and see how long I could do it and whatever. It's almost like, it's not apathetic, but it's just kind of like I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to see how it goes.
Yeah, I'd say that's been a pretty good. I think the two stages really are trying it out, like video games, like you said. You saw something that interested you, you're like, I could do that. I think we all had that like, I could do that moment, right? Mm-hmm. Mine was with Overwatch when it first came out, and I was like trying to learn the game, and I saw people on Twitch was like, I could do that. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I could be goofy and nerdy. I love that. And then there comes a point where like a lot of guys, one that sticks out in our head is Seth Drums has been on the show, and he again was doing some stuff. Had a kind of a normal job, but he's like, I kind of like it, and it's pretty solid, but it's like not gonna go. You know what I mean? Like the ability to go move up or whatever, make a lot more money is not really there. So I'm either gonna be stuck making this forever, or I can give this a shot. And then the phase 2 was like taking the shot, being like, hey, if you have a significant other or your family or wherever you are in your life, basically just say, hey, can you be my support system a little bit, like in a very specific way for 6 months, and we'll see. And then if not, we can always go back to doing meh again. And that's fine. Yeah. And I'll be okay with that, because I'll try, because I want to actually give it a shot. And so many people are like, then there's that dynamic that like I want to make this thing work, because if I do, then I can do it forever, and I really want to do it forever. Is like so much motivation that they take the proper steps, and they make the proper adjustments, and they work really, really hard at it, and they get a little bit. And everyone who obviously there's a ton of people that have done that, and we don't know about them because they actually did go back to what they were doing, right? But and of course it's not, it doesn't work, but I feel like that is the kind of the right way to approach it, because it's not like there's a little bit of risk that motivates you and pushes you forward, but also it's not like your entire world's going to crash down if it doesn't work situation, right? And we've heard that a lot, and it's pretty I think it's pretty awesome, because there's just a whole generation right now of young kids who are like, I want to be famous on YouTube, and you're like, let's just say I want to make a really good YouTube channel. Like, rephrase that, like, have fun, do something you really enjoy doing, and have good content. The fame kind of just is a product. It's a result that happens when you do the other thing really well. It's not the goal, right? And so, that's awesome. Great.
That's something sorry, not to like interrupt, but I was just like, you said something that I feel like it's something that I've been kind of focusing a lot as I've been growing and doing all this other stuff outside of the streaming space, that really ultimately like focusing on the systems that you have and improving those instead of like the goal, which is the end result, is incredibly helpful. So you can engage with a system to improve every day. So every day you can be successful and feel success. When all you have is operation toward a goal, you only feel successful when you achieve that goal. But the reality is what we all try to tell ourselves is like every step matters, but we don't reinforce that with our value system. So if you focus on systems instead of goals, it gives you this sort of like intellectual alternative to build momentum much faster, because you're not waiting in between goal and success moments to really feel like you're being driven forward. That's something I've been working on this year, trying to think about life.
That is an incredibly well said way to put it. I talk a lot about changing how you see success. It's the same thing because I'm a very much of a box checker, like list guy. And so what I do is break it down each thing in that process, even into smaller steps, so that every time I'm checking those boxes, I feel success. I feel like, wow, this is forward momentum. I'm gaining momentum. Even if it's like the things that you go from things you have full control over, and then kind of the farther you get away from your starting point, you have less control usually. In terms of like,
very true.
But when you start with things you have full control over and that you can achieve, no matter what the circumstances are, you're gonna get moving. And that's the best. I love the way that you said that. It is very much a process versus results mindset, growth versus fixed. There's tons of books about it that say it in different ways, but it really is like, I love the whole creating those systems where you can have daily successes and then recognizing them consciously all the time, so that you're really enjoying as you progress. Yeah, that keeps you going. That's awesome. That was great. I love that.
I had someone on my podcast a while ago who introduced me to that concept like early in this year, and it really saved my ass mentally a lot of times. Like, when we're all stuck and things are hard and things are confusing, and it is what it was, right? Or is going to keep being. But being able to sit down every day and focus on like the systems that I wanted to improve made me feel better, and like things hadn't just ground to a halt.
Exactly.
So it's great.
I think awesome. Even like relating that to what I understand when I see X and Y streamer talking about like, I have a goal to hit this many subs on YouTube, or to get this many followers, wherever it may be, which are all fine, but if they don't achieve them, like I kind of take a mental note, not like be a dick, I just feel like I remember. And then like at the end of the year, if I don't see some sort of celebratory tweet, I'm like, ooh, it's like that's tough. But at the same time, you probably did increase by, let's say, 500 subs instead of 1,000. So like, but you didn't celebrate that, and now you're just frustrated because you didn't get 1,000, but you got 500.
Exactly. So it's a loading bar. It's not just 0% and then 100%.
Exactly.
Everything is like that.
Yeah.
There is a path you follow to get to places.
And you're right. And I recently, Broman had an interview in which he was, asking like, what goals do I have for myself? And I was kind of like, shoot, I should have more like goals. But, but I really just like you said, I choose to like improve upon myself every day, or just get better at what I'm doing in that moment every day. And it feels like I'm getting better slowly. So I look back at the end of the year, I can say like, oh, wow, I've done a lot better. Even though I didn't set like I got to hit this many hours streamed by the end of the year. So
and you can absolutely do that as long as you have you're putting way more emphasis on your plan for getting there, right? If that's what you're doing behind closed doors. So I understand people sometimes they just put it out there just for just for to accountabilities. Put it public so people see it, and then therefore you make yourself have to do a little bit. That has a little bit of value. But if you're just like, okay, I'm just going to do it, and you don't exactly know how, then it's kind of moot at that point. Yeah. But that's an incredible way, I think, mindset wise. Just if you're getting into literally anything, not just content creation, but it's very specific to content creation, especially because you live and die with your income depends on numbers, like everywhere, right? And they're always in your face. So sometimes you get into the, oh God, there's no games I like, or oh God, no one's watching this anymore, but I still like playing it. And you're making decisions and that sucks. But that once you realize that that's never going to go away, and you're like, I'm just going to be here's my strategies when that happens, and then I'm going to build it back up again, and then you hang around. You keep being successful, and every time you get hit with those roadblocks. But outside of mindset, what's one very specific tip you would give somebody? Like, for example, one I always say, or one that Tim the Tatman always says. Tim always says, just don't look at your viewer numbers. Just put them away. Like, that's his very specific, like, this is a very easy thing for you to do that will literally make your life a lot happier. Trust me. Just don't look at it, and it's better. What's one like thing that you wish you would have known when you started that you learned kind of later, and you're like, man, this would have been so much easier had I just known this?
I think for me, the thing that I think I started streaming with this mindset, and like as seasons evolve and things change, this is kind of knowledge that has sort of fallen in and out of my head a few times. But I always find like that you provide your most effective entertainment when you are connecting with your community. And so the simplest thing that you can do is like actually say hi to people when they show the hell up. Like, just remember their name. It's super simple tip, but it matters. Because, like, one, they're there for you. That's important. You should say thank you in the first place, especially if you're getting started. But second of all, it's going to help you build a connection with them, so that way you can remember things about them, and you can actually help build community by showing that you give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I think that saying hi is the first step on that road to, making people feel incredibly welcome. And it gets skipped sometimes.
Yes. And there's days, everyone's got them where you're like,
yep.
I just don't, like, I hear what you're saying. I just don't want to talk about, pitch grips right now. Sorry. I love you, man. And I'll just be, hey, I love you, man. Thank you so much for being here. I just don't want to answer that question. And they understand usually.
Yeah.
But one person I actually want to give a shout out to, she's going to be thrilled that I'm going to do this, that does an amazing job at that, is Jen. Genticles.
Oh,
is she's so good at seriously noticing every single person in her chat. And there's 350 people every day. Like, that's a lot to acknowledge. And she, it means she's sitting in a bush in Tarkov for way too long and not playing. But like, she loves her, like, she loves just being around a community, and she you could tell that's just kind of how she is, and that's kind of why she found success really fast, because she is really caring about her community, and her community cares about her in return.
We talk up Jen a lot on this pod.
We do a little bit too, but I mean, she's a good friend, and she does good things. And this is very relevant to what we're talking about.
Yeah. You're looking for a place to feel very welcome. Well, there you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Incredibly welcome.
And if you feel like I like Tarkov, but I'm not like a Chad. I just like to, go look and, go like find some items in the world. Yeah. Then Jen's your girl.
I'm looking for someone who's on the hunt for like toothpaste, toilet paper, and soap.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking for that kind of content.
I want someone with a stash with 6 junk boxes in it, just full of crap. That's what I want. That's Jen. You got it.
I got to say too, on topic. I don't know that I have laughed harder than when we played Tarkov and we were stuck in that room. And that was dude, that was the funniest thing.
That was one of the stupidest things that ever happened to me in any video game. And like, even while it was happening, you have moments like this in your life where you just like are floating behind yourself and you're like, I can't believe that all this actually happened. This isn't like scripted in a movie. Like, this just fucking spontaneously happened. Yeah. Why do you have that gun? Tap, tap, tap. Oh my God, what the fuck? Like, I just like, you couldn't write something better than that. It's a fucking incredible moment. Yeah.
We were all just RPing, and Broman gets shot in the stomach. We have no idea where it is, and our comps just fall apart. It was, and it's funny. The guys who killed us, like, they weren't good players either. We were just panicking about these 2 like below average players with like average stuff.
Yeah, really let them have it, dude. Really tell these guys where they belong.
You and Jen were just like, guys, we're gonna be fine, and me and Broman are just screaming. I'm throwing grenades at her feet.
Oh my God!
Oh, actually, I killed you. Yeah, I killed you.
You did with a grenade. It's great.
I missed the window.
Sorry.
I want to watch it again. I got to go back and find it. Oh, wait, I deleted it. Damn it.
No, DMCA strikes again.
Well, I have a clip from it, but not the whole thing. You know,
I hate getting YMCA'd.
Dude, YMCA is the worst. Always want me to come down to it. Broman, yes. Your name, Professor Broman. Yes. Sophisticated because of the professor, relatable for the broman.
Sure. I got lucky as fuck. No, I was like, I mean, there's no intention behind my username. It was what I had on Xbox.
It is okay. So that was going to be my question. What was your name? Where'd your name come from? And if it wasn't your first, what was?
Yeah, that was it. It was like Professor Broman. I think I had something before that was just like my first name and the like letters of my high school.
Gosh.
Yeah, you know, like I'm so proud to be part of my high school. Oh boy, everyone on the internet watch me.
Go Trojans, you know, just like
so ridiculous. And then I was like, wow, well, my last name's Bowman, so I could like play with that. And then put like professor in front of it. I was like, Professor Broman. I was like, that sounds kind of cool, I guess. And then I was just like, oh, well, I'd used it on all my gaming platforms. And then I signed up for Twitch and I was like, okay, yeah, it's that one. Cool.
So it wasn't an auto-generated, you kind of tweaked it a bit.
Yeah, it was, I tweaked it a little bit, I guess.
Because I mean, say what you will about the Xbox name generator. It produced some content and some marketability. Like where else are you going to find jeweled hyena? You know what I mean? Like that name's available everywhere. Like no one, or like
so great
refrigerator panda. Like that's available.
Yeah. Oh, you know? That is available. Bro, I can merchandise the fuck out of that. Oh my god.
Oh, think about all the directions you can go. Just appliance animal.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
There's
Bag
your
of
tip
chips.
number 2, new streamers. Appliance animal.
Oh yeah. Don't know what to name yourself? Just auto name generator. Xbox.
Yeah, or emotion animal is good too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Angry beaver. No, that's taken. It's taken.
It's very good. The crawling spleen.
That's pretty good.
Pensive links.
Ooh.
Pensive links. Yeah.
Pensive links.
And then you have a built-in logo. Just whatever it is. Easy.
Cantankerous chameleon.
Oof. Somewhere Jen's like, nice.
Big word.
Did I? So, Ben, you were on my now defunct other podcast. And I don't know if I told you this story during that. Remind me if I did. Okay. But the first time that anyone, because when I was really early on Twitch, when you were playing Destiny mostly, I didn't really I didn't play or watch Destiny really. So I hadn't been in your stream yet. And did I tell you the story of how the first time I ever heard your name?
No.
Did I ever tell you that? So my setup right now, I have my 3 monitors, but I have a TV mounted. And I'll never forget, I got into TaskRabbit. I was like, ooh, TaskRabbit's really cool because people like handyman. You can like hire a handyman to help you hang curtains because you have no idea how to do it. You don't want to mess it up. You don't put a bunch of holes in your wall. So I was like, I want my TV mounted. I wonder if TaskRabbits do that. So I hired a TaskRabbit to come in and help me kind of finish setting up my setup. And he came and he goes, hey, my computer is here. He's like, oh, he goes, wow, why do you need those monitors? I'm like, I'm starting to stream and this is going to be my like I've been streaming for a while at that point, but I was just like, this is going to kind of be where I am. And he's like, oh, he goes, oh, you're going to stream? But he's like, yeah, do you play Destiny? I'm like, no. He's like, bro, you got to check out Broman. This guy is awesome.
Oh, wow.
And then I was like, nice. Yeah, he was like, the guy was fired up. He's like, oh, where's your PS4? I'm like, I play on PC. He's like, oh. He was so fun. So we sat there and he was like probably like, a little bit older than me. He's probably in his 40s. And he was like a professional handyman, you could tell. And he was just like, as he's doing it, he's just like, yeah. So like, he's like, bro, man, they're always like clearing all the best stuff, dude. If you want to learn to play the game, you should play it and you should go learn from him. And he also told me about Dado too, who I then met later through Lassus. And then it turns out he's like from Seattle and we're like the same age. And
good old Dado.
And like competed against each other. And like, I don't know if you know what DECA is. It's like a business club in high school, and we were like against each other at state or something, like some crazy small world thing. I was like, what? Huh? What are the chances of that? Just like me and Marcel, basically I do work are the same age, and he's from Tacoma, and we just know a bunch of the same people. I'm like, what are the chances?
That's wild.
Turns out content creation is huge in the Northwest because it's raining all the time and everyone's inside on the computer. Yeah, that was the first time that someone told me about you, and he was like so happy that he found someone who watches stream.
Wow, that's really cool.
Like, someday that guy's gonna be on my podcast. He didn't even know.
Okay. Yeah. Someday.
Sweet.
That kind of reminds me, really quick. I have a quick story that I just found out the other day, unrelated. But my mom was telling me about, like, she was talking to some, I think, a lady that does her hair or something like that. Anyway, so like they're talking, and naturally I come up because my mom is very proud of me. And she says, my son, he streams. Like, I don't know if you know all this stuff. She's like, oh, wow. Like, my son watches streams. The lady's like, but it's super annoying because he has flooded the bathroom twice. And she's like, what? Like, how is that related? Well, he like wants to watch the stream so bad and doesn't want to miss it. He'll like run to the bathroom to go to the bathroom and then like leave the faucet on after he washes his hands, which is like,
holy shit.
You just leave it. So he's flooded the bathroom twice. And she was like,
miss anything. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I was like, holy frick, that's nuts. It gets better. So she was like, oh, that's crazy. She was like, yes, I'm not a super big fan of streaming. I mean, my bathroom is, it's twice.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, do you know, like, my mom says, do you know who he's watching? I think it's ActionJaxon. I think that sounds familiar. She's like, that's my son. You're watching my son. I'm sorry about your bathroom.
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
As I thought that was really funny. Just like unrelated, someone just knows who you are. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
No, that's amazing that you affected somebody's life like that. That's pretty.
I was the reason someone's bathroom flooded, and I wasn't even a part of it. That's incredible.
Wow. Yes.
It's the power of Twitch.
It's the power of Twitch.
We really made it.
So exciting, you'll forget to turn the water off.
Oh man, I do it all the time.
Well, we are to the question. I moved it back to build some tension. Right?
We get like a graphic for the timer on this question.
Very tense.
But what's your favorite fast food? I went fast because I wanted to.
Favorite fast food?
Favorite fast food? You're Floridian, right? Correct?
Yeah, I am from Florida. Yes.
We got to make sure that we got to make sure we know region of the country now because we're noticing trends based on where people are. So
okay,
Florida, favorite fast food. It can be related to like my whole thing was Taco Bell and going back and playing WoW in high school.
Yeah. Taco Bell's my favorite fast food restaurant.
Is it?
Hands down.
Ooh, hands down.
Hands down. Easy.
Wow.
Easy.
That's a third one. We had one other one. I can't remember.
Where are you located?
I live in Tampa, Florida.
Wow,
yikes. Okay.
Yes, I am in Tampa.
Florida.
Who's in Orlando? Oh, it's Italian, right? Is in Orlando?
He's in Tampa as well. Yeah.
Someone in Orlando? Am I just making this up? I don't know.
There's a bunch of content creators that live.
Yeah, is there anything in Tampa other than just like flop sweats? Like what's there?
Like we got.
What do you mean, dude? They got craft beer and stuff.
We got some championship teams this most recent year.
Yeah.
Or team. Well, we'll say.
Went to the championship.
Who won a championship?
I went to it.
The Bolts.
Oh, the Bolts won. Yeah, Thunderbolts won.
Oh, is that hockey?
Yeah, the Lightning. The Lightning. Yeah.
I called them the Thunderbolts. I'm sorry. The Lightning.
No, I called them. I said Bolts because that's the gaming
kind of their thing.
Yeah.
The Lightning. Oh, good for them.
The Tampa Bay Lightning. Yeah.
And then the Rays went to the World Series, so they've had really good teams. And actually, the Buccaneers are pretty good.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
T. Brady, dude.
Yeah. Nothing makes me happier than watching Brady's upset face.
I was waiting for this to come up so that I could hold up.
Oh my goodness!
You couldn't see earlier. From Callie. Thank you, Callie.
So it's a book about stretching. He's like, you know what? Just close up my face for the front.
Well, it's just so funny.
Huge front cover of Brady's face. Incredible.
Like looks like a Maxim magazine.
Yeah, because he wanted everyone to buy his book. And he was just like, yeah, so I just want my portrait in everyone's house. That's the book.
Of course he does. That's really what he wants.
What do you want for the cover, Brady? How close can you get to my face before you start to see my pores?
What's your best lens?
Oh, we can
Most
just airbrush that like a
brand.
high school photo. We can just airbrush the hell out of that. It would be fine. Like just
but
like your skin looks smeared.
I would love to talk about Tom Brady. But I'll be remiss. I feel like we're gonna move on. What's your order? I need to know your order from Taco Bell.
From Taco Bell?
Ooh,
Oh man.
Hit me with it.
Usually it's like 2 chicken quesadillas and then like something cheesy, something else that's like cheesy and crunchy. So I have like the cheesy melty soft and then the cheesy crunchy.
So I get 2 cheesy gordita crunches and a chicken quesadilla. That's my go-to every time.
Yes.
It is really good.
The hungry now.
Chicken, what did you say? The gordita crunch? Did I make that up?
Cheesy gordita crunch.
Cheesy gordita crunch.
The one with both the soft and the hard shell.
Oh yeah, amazing. I will stand by though. I don't know if either of you have had it. The weirdest and best item they ever had on the menu was that chicken shell chalupa. Chalupa?
You really love that?
Yeah.
Dude, you really love that, huh?
Oh yeah.
Ground chicken flattened into a patty.
Brother.
It was so processed. That's how you know it tastes good.
I feel like every I don't know, Mexican household who saw it was just like, it's just threw up. It's like they're just like, this is horrific. They've appropriated our food and now they've made this abomination, and I'm just over here gleefully eating it. So good. I freaking love whatever sauce they put in there. Oh, like a green sauce. I can't.
Who knows what's in it? It's fake tomatillos. We don't even know what they are.
Oh my gosh.
So tasty.
It's probably like gorilla toenails or something. I don't even know. It's delicious.
Then we did the other day.
Beetle
We all sat and played WoW on the launch day. Actually, we didn't play anything. We were just locked out of the game for 5 hours. When that happened, though, I was like, "How can I turn this into a YouTube video?" So what I did was I got all the same food and snacks from 2012, or sorry, what year was it? 2008. 2008 when Lich King came out. Yeah, yeah. I got the same stuff I got on that launch, this launch. So when I was 19, I was like, so let's see how my body reacts to this stuff. Powdered donuts, Skittles, Amp energy drinks, and
disgusting.
What was it, Score Bar, and then Taco Bell was dinner. I have never felt worse. But
yeah, that sounds like a trip to Pain Town.
It was so good. Actually, to be honest, the only thing that I completely am never going to drink again, past this case of them that I bought, because you can only buy in bulk on Amazon, is the energy. Like the amps they're out. They're out forever. I'm never ever going to put this in my body ever again. It's awful. But everything else is in still. So just not together. But yeah, it was great. And I got the Taco Bell. I got the Taco Bell thing and the Baja Blast, and then I just got fuel. I'm like, man, I cannot wait to log in. You know, it was one of those situations.
Can't wait to eventually log in. The powdered donuts is the thing that throws me off. I don't know what child eats like Entenmann's powdered donuts like they're 90. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's the Hostess. Well, what it is this is the weirdest story. I'm so sorry. We had a Hostess store. We had a Hostess outlet.
A store?
Yes.
Like
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Yeah, like a brick and mortar. You walk in, it's just like Wonder Bread, and
where the employees have yellow
like employees would go get like the stuff that's really close to expiring.
Well, did they have like yellow schmucks like they were walking Twinkies? Because that's a missed opportunity if they weren't.
Yellow. No, you go and there's just racks and racks. And my dad loved those powdered jelly donuts. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know. My dad has a horrible diet, still does to this day. And he was just like, yo, dude, we're going to the Hostess store. I'm like, I'm going to get the powdered donuts, the mini ones though. So I can eat the whole bag. And then then I got my own car, my own money. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know? And here we are, 31 years old, still eating them. And it's funny, they didn't have the bags of them. They didn't have the bags of them on Amazon. So I had to buy a huge box of the 6-packs. And I ate every single one of them.
You ate all of them?
They're gone now.
That's amazing.
Yeah. They're gone now.
Delicious.
Yeah, I'm heavy now. I was on a diet.
And the Mets still signed you. Incredible.
Yep, they did. They made it
still
great.
Signed you.
They did a great decision.
Wow. What
I have willpower. I was like, I looked at him. I was like, you know what? You need to get out of my house. The way to do that is for me to eat you.
Yep.
I think you gave yourself diabetes. I don't know that was a terrible idea. That's the sugar content.
That's at least 5 years in the future. That's future me's problem.
Oh, at least let future Trevor deal with that problem. Present Trevor is going to live it up.
Yes.
Hard pivot, Broman. Hard pivot. What would you say is your greatest strength as a streamer? What do you bring to the table? Do you feel like, so it's going to be hard because I know you're a super, super, super humble dude. You know what I mean? You'd never boast on yourself, but for a minute, what do you think? What do you think it is?
I mean, I laugh really loud.
He's got a great laugh.
Outstanding.
I don't really give a shit if people think I'm cool or not. So I think that like I get to really enjoy things, and like if I'm actually having a good time on my stream, I've like fucking refused to edit myself, and so usually that is the content that when people see that content from me, they always come back because they're like, I want more of that ridiculous shit. Like, holy crap, I've never seen somebody, laugh and fall out of their chair so hard just because they like stabbed a random dude in Assassin's Creed. But like, that's me.
That's great. No, I think I feel like what you're saying is authenticity. Like you are who you are, and you're not putting on a persona or anything.
No, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. No, I get that. Someone once said to me, which I feel like is pretty true of many streamers, I think including myself to a certain extent, is like your stream personality is like you dialed up to 20. It's like who you are day to day, but just extreme version. So you wouldn't necessarily act that way like with other people. Like maybe you would, but just like the energy it takes to produce that kind of like, I don't know, maybe Broman, maybe you're falling out of your chair all the time. Maybe you're just like at dinner and someone drops a plate, you're like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And you just fall out of it.
I've fallen out of my chair at dinner before if somebody tells me a good joke. Or sometimes someone will just say something that I think is like really insightful. And so because of that, I think it's hilarious. And that those moments are always really awkward because no one would try to tell a fucking joke.
Yeah.
But their insight made one in my head, and I'm fucking laughing at that. And everyone's like, what is wrong with you?
And you're like,
I'm just like, it's so funny. You wouldn't understand. And that always just makes everybody feel like I'm laughing directly at them. So it's a great Thanksgiving after that.
Makes for a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah. That authenticity. It's important.
Authenticity is a great thing to bring.
Yeah. And it's
so weird. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I think it's really good because when you're authentic, it makes it really easy to understand like a lot of things that some people stress about, like networking and all this other stuff about streaming. Because when you're yourself, look, like I used to be afraid of this, but now I'm not. And maybe this is another like piece of advice to give to people. Don't be afraid to like do a stream with somebody, and like if you both feel like you don't play off of each other very well, then like it's okay. Like sometimes, like not every single performer or athlete or whatever musician is going to play the best with every type of additional like teammate. So it's okay. But when you're being your authentic self, that's an easy conversation. It's like, like I feel like we just weren't clicking or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, no, I totally understand. Like it was nice to meet you. Instead of trying to force like, no, if I have to change myself and then I can play with this person, that person, this person, that person. And that can lead to a lot of stress. So
very true.
You just get to cut through all the bullshit if you just be yourself and be honest.
Yeah, it's your ultimate like card, right? You're just like, I'm just being me. Like,
yeah,
that happened. Yeah, I'm just being me. But this happened.
I'm
just
being
me. Like it's exactly. There's no like, oh, I have to backpedal. You don't have to backpedal. It's you. Like that's great.
Yeah. And the other cool thing is if you make a mistake and you're being authentic, you can just apologize. And you can say like, oh, I'm sorry about that. And, like I'm working on that and I recognize I have room to improve instead of like doubling down on something you've done or doubling down on a mistake that you've made, which is like something that I think we all fall victim to that, whether it's like an actual big deal or not. Like if it's like you missed a snipe and then somebody in chat's like, you fucking trolling comment, right? Being able to say like, no, you're right. Like having the presence of mind to just sort of understand all that, it's a lot easier when you're not also trying to maintain this background checklist of things that you need in order to stay commercially viable in your head, which I feel like a lot of advice that's focused on growth sometimes is focused on that checklist. And like there's value in the checklist, there's value in distributing everywhere and all that stuff. But if it becomes the dictating and deciding factor for all of your actions, you're not actually the same person that you were when you started making content. So your content's going to suck,
dude.
Or the quality will go down.
The thing is, too, though, to exactly what you're saying, I believe that there are content creators who have good or great success, but that do all those things
100%,
and it worked for them. And so you see that and you're like, well, worked for them, but it's just such a clunky, inefficient, like relationship damaging way to go about content creation that what you're saying has complete merit. But I think it can be difficult for people that listen to this podcast or
Sure.
start streaming or whatever to see the people that they know did it the wrong, quote unquote, wrong way that we're saying and succeed.
Well, I'm not trying to say that trying to operate in an optimal way is incorrect. I'm saying that I'm saying that you need to, like you said, it's authenticity. So for me, that checklist for the kind of person that I am, that was poison for me. For other people, it can be very empowering to know if I do these, going back to systems, right? If I do these things every day, it's going to help me produce, it's going to help me reach people. And if my aim is to reach as many people as possible, then that checklist is incredibly important and helpful. So again, I think that your approach is defined by your aims. I definitely would never try to say that the way that I approach things is the way that is the best way for everyone, because it's couched on my understanding of my mental health and my limitations and the things that I like to do. So that is where my perspective on that checklist is at. And I do completely agree with its value, but I think that sometimes we don't have conversations for maybe different types of people, maybe people who aren't like, neurologically typical, like me. I'm a little bit different. So I think that talking about how there are different and other alternate successful approaches that don't just follow the checklist. And it's okay if you need to like give yourself a break and leave some of those things off the checklist for the day, and things like that. Yeah, so I definitely am not trying to, and I appreciate you pointing that out. I'm not trying to like depreciate the value of anyone who operates that way directly, because that is also their way. Like clearly they made that choice to approach things that way because they found it successful and empowering for them. Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't need to be the end all be all. You don't need to do it, but you can do it.
And this may be too deep for this podcast.
No such thing.
Would really like to know. We're talking about success of it as if it's like the thing,
Sure.
Like, right? Like that's, if the goal is success, there's ways to accomplish that success. We talked about authenticity or even just like character playing in a way. But does that ultimately bring like a sense of fulfillment or accomplishment? I mean, as the wise poet, young B.I.G. Said, more money, more problems. So, I mean, but seriously, like you can have success and like be this great streamer on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, and you've done it the way that you don't do it right. Because you said, I mean, you've said a couple times that people would feel empowered by that, but maybe just my own limitations. I wouldn't even understand how.
Well,
you'd feel empowered by that kind of.
That's because you're different.
Well, I'm definitely trying to like deploy like understanding towards that, right? Like I don't know I also know stories that sound exactly like what you described, where people chase after the money, or they chase after the success or the recognition, and it ends up being very unfulfilling. I mean, there's so many stories throughout all of human history that are just based on that concept.
Yeah.
But some people are truly fulfilled by the perfect pursuit of a goal. And I think that living life by a checklist, when you're doing that, you produce some incredibly powerful individuals. You can look at folks like David Goggins and these people that are just extreme, athletes that are very focused, and they live their life by that checklist. The dude stretches 2 hours every day. He runs like I can't remember his whole routine, but it's very regimented and it's super boring. So well, to me, like, I hear that it's boring. His wife said that like on Twitter, and I fell out laughing. She was like, everybody asks me all the time, what's it like to be married to him? And she's like, very boring. Here's my day. You might be asking what next? It's this day again. Like, it's like, like that's it, so it's, I believe that the regimented schedule has value for certain types of folks. And I think that if you can follow that and your aim is, like I said, like that perfect pursuit of a goal, then I think that those checklists can make sense to somebody and feel empowering. But at the same time, they can also feel very restricting if you're like me, and if you need, like, for example, I'll be really open. Like, I have Crohn's disease, so that gives me like some problems sometimes during game launches. If I push myself too hard, I could end up putting myself in the hospital. It's happened a few times. So I have to take a step back, and I used to get really mad at myself because obviously when I'm like in a state of recovery, I can't produce the same amount of content. But I would sit there like dead ass exhausted on my couch, pissed off at myself because I couldn't get a YouTube video out that day. Because and it was like that was the only thing I cared about, and it didn't matter that I also like streamed 12 hours and put out like tweets and Instagram posts and all this other stuff. It was like I could only focus on the thing that was missing from the checklist. So it's if any, I guess if I had a goal for like bringing up these two sides of the conversation, is that your personal approach and perspective is probably going to fall somewhere in that spectrum, and you should have compassion for yourself wherever that is, because I didn't, and it made me a really angry bastard sometimes. And I don't like the person that I was when that was, when I was letting it affect me. Like, so.
Well put. That's
my story,
folks. I'm sure. Hey, that's extremely valuable. I think it's something that'll, especially with like knowing yourself. A lot of people are learning a lot about themselves, in all kinds of walks of life, especially with how COVID's going, right?
Yeah.
And
this year
we put like I went through like an anxiety stage like during the season. I was like, what is going on? And I realized it was just I'm an anxious person, and I'm like, oh my God, I felt anxiety this whole time. I thought this was normal. I thought everyone felt this. And there's just people who just don't. They just don't. Like when they start to get anxious, they go immediately into I don't give an F anymore. Right. And we all know those people. Like, I wish I gave less fucks like that guy. And in reality, they just have their own way of dealing with things that is then detrimental in other ways, sometimes in other situations. It's not always like no one's got it all figured out to where like, I know how to handle every situation that ever happened ever. Right. So, but it is all about learning about, you're like, okay, these are the things that this is the cause of that, and I have control over this. So let's make an adjustment. And once you learn that, and then you just do that over and over again, start to live, like, to bring it all the way back to you, Paul, that fulfillment, like you learn what the fulfillment for you is. Like you learn and some people are like incredibly ambitious, and that ambition is the way that they feel like they're going to be fulfilled. Will it or not? It's up to them. But if that's the way, maybe the list thing, we're knocking stuff out and they're just like a bulldog and that's how they do things, and then they do feel good about that, then more power. But it's all about learning you. That's great. That's so awesome. And I'm super excited to learn. We have a really cool section that is about that we would love you just to run with, Ben. But first,
okay.
But first, Paul needs to read us our ad. Paul, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Are you bored? Hopefully not listening to this podcast, but sitting around at home. It's quarantine, kind of. I don't know. Cases are everywhere. That's a different story. If you're just sitting there, why not just play with your balls? Our sponsor today is Manscaped. We're here to make sure that your balls are smooth when you and your partner are playing with them. Manscaped promotes clean hygiene when it comes to shaving your balls, thanks to their Lawnmower 3.0. Manscaped
is the go-to brand for below the waist grooming and hygiene. I'm not sure if you knew that, both Broman and Trevor May. Well, you're probably looking for new things to do at home. Why not make grooming your balls part of your routine? We're talking about checklists. Hey, check off the under taint hair you got going on down there. Check that right off the list. Man, almost had. Manscaped is forever changing the grooming game with the perfect package 3.0. Again, this comes with a bunch of different things, most of which I use on a daily basis. Not the boxers, because they sent me one pair. It comes with some boxers as a free gift. You get a waterproof cordless body trimmer. You get some liquid formulations. You get the 3rd generation trimmer of the Lawnmower 3.0. It's got ceramic blades on that thing. That thing is just going to cut like just absolutely like the harvest in October. Just going to chop down the wheat and the hay. Not only is Manscaped obsessed with technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience, they only use ingredients and formulations that are safe and healthy for you. They're amazing. Inside the perfect package, you'll also find Manscaped's Crop Preserver, their ball deodorant, and their anti-chafing deodorant moisturizer. You're probably sitting on the couch with your hands on your balls anyway while you're listening to this podcast. Do yourself a favor. Make those balls smooth as eggs. Here in your gooch into Gucci.
The pause, dude. Come on.
Subscribe to the perfect package and get a new replacement blade refill on your Lawnmower 3.0 delivered to your door every 3 months, making your trimmer always stay fresh and clean. And for a limited time, subscribers get not 1 but 2 free gifts: the travel shed bag of $39 value and the patented high-performance anti-chafing Manscaped boxers, which are quite anti-chafing. Let me tell you. Turn your taint terrific. Get 20% off at free shipping with code MCA at manscaped.com. That's code MCA for 20% off your order and free shipping at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor. Use the right tools for the job. Make sure your schlong is sweet.
That's so stupid, dude. Oh, it's so stupid. Man, it's so dumb.
Sorry.
You're not allowed to say schlong ever.
I don't know. What can I say? I made that one up. I don't know. I kind of ad-libbed. They're probably going to drop us. It's fine.
you just genuine like everything else is alluding, and there's nothing else that a schlong could be. You just straight up said it. You might as well just said penis.
We'll edit that out. We're just gonna edit that out.
Put it in
That'll be fine.
Right. Cool.
Penis.
Cool. Okay, just thank you for that, Paul.
Yeah,
20% off.
Dude.
Code
Absolutely.
MCA. Go make your
Use
order
it
today and let them know that you came from the pod. All right.
Oh my god.
Very specific to Professor Broman, this section. I've asked him a similar question before in the past, but I think that everyone in listening and watching would benefit greatly from this question. Bet you are the co-founder of Rare Drop,
Yes.
King's Coast Coffee,
Yes.
and GCX, formerly Guardian Con.
Correct.
On top of streaming,
Yes.
you do all of those things.
Incredible.
First thing, would love to know. Please walk us through Rare Drop, King's Coast Coffee, and GCX. What are they?
Sure.
Where'd they come from? Just give us your spiel.
Sure. So, so my current active title is CMO and owner. I'm one of the owners of King's Coast Coffee, Rare Drop, and I'm the charity director at GCX, which is Gaming Community Expo. All of that, all those kind of businesses and efforts were built off of, I guess, an original community meetup that happened in Tampa. Me and Corey and like a bunch of other content creators, like, we're going to have a meetup at this bar down here. And then 1,000 people showed up. And it became like this whole thing. Yeah. And so we decided together to like, okay, well, what if we repeat this? And I suggested adding a charity component. And so that first year, I think we had like 3,000 attendees, and we raised $500,000 for St. Jude. And after that, St. Jude was very surprised because we didn't tell them we were doing that. We just sort of organized it and ran the event. And then they wanted to start working with us. So Rare Drop was formed originally as like the way for St. Jude to assist us with like production costs. So, there are things that we need to put on an event, and they're like, okay, well, we can talk to these vendors, because we have pre-existing relationships. We just need to have a business to interface with, because they're not going to like write people personal checks.
Okay.
They're not going to do that. We formed Rare Drop. And then we just sort of, that's been an operating entity for GCX kind of the whole time, and our interface for St. Jude in that. And then a while later, we founded King's Coast Coffee because we had a relatively negative experience with another coffee company, and so Kevin, the CEO at Rare Drop now, Kevin reached out to his friends in New York that have like history with, culinary stuff and coffee. And one of them's a master roaster. And he asked, how hard would it be to set up a coffee company? And like, could we do this? And then like, could we make it like roast to order so people are getting it at like peak freshness? And they said yes. So we launched the company on September 5th of 2017. We just finished up our third full year of operation, and that's been super fun. And then now for Rare Drop, it's no longer just an operating entity. Essentially it's turning into sort of a production house. So we produce GCX as an event, and with the expertise that we have, learned from that and from charity fundraising, we are currently engaged with educating and onboarding a few different charities into the gaming space and helping them create like unique and valuable activations for them in the gaming space that's authentic to their brand, but also doesn't look, like a mess. Because that happens a lot when people try to get into gaming and streaming. Their first one is that they look a mess. And the last thing I want to do is, I believe Twitch and live streaming are like a very fundamental part of media portfolio going forward. Live has always been a valuable thing. So this is a place where charities need to learn how to operate effectively. We have been blessed with such an incredible growth from our event. This last year, we raised $6 million for St. Jude.
Jeez.
So we have the experience of seeing like that growth pattern, and we can help people skip a lot of the growing pains in their activations to make sure that they work with people who don't just like align with their brand, but who will be good advocates for their brand. That, my goal is to try and find as many charities a home on the internet with people who care about them as possible before I'm dead. Because it is so important. And, everybody from, huge, highly rated charities that everybody knows, like St. Jude, to, local animal shelters and food pantries and places like that. All of them will have a location online. And honestly, for me, something that I'm pursuing or kind of working through mentally how we could help is trying to help get these small local charities online with, broadcasters in their community, because they operate off of budgets of like $200,000 to $250,000 a year, and we've seen what charity streams can do on Twitch. So we're talking about the ability to really not just help these charities fundraise, but give them enough capital to actually grow, improve services, hire more people, and things like that every community that they are serving needs. So that's kind of what's going on right now.
Wow. Yeah, that's and I believe our last conversation about this was, I think King's Coast had only been around for a few months at that point.
Yeah, it was very new.
Very new. And I remember you just being like, oh, it's growing really fast. You were having a blast watching it grow and working through that. So it seems like you guys have gotten a nice foundation and you worked out the kinks a lot, and it's going great. I mean, Guardian, and this is correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
A lot of people too know that Ben, Dr. Lupo, this is all in correlation with him too, right? He's part of that group.
He just joined. He joined our board for GCX. Ben Ben has always been involved with the event, as he likes to point out that I put him in a 4 a.m. slot that first time that we did everything. But I did that because I knew he would say yes and everyone else would say no, and I trusted him to show up on a night that I would like to sleep. So it was I was very thankful, and I still am, Ben. But he's always been involved, and he's always helped do some incredibly unique things alongside with activations for GCX with Build Against Cancer, like literally propping up this entire other event and still consolidating it under the efforts that we're all doing together has been like, that's one of the most generous and kind things I've ever experienced in my life. So it's an honor to have him on the board with us, because he's helped push a lot of things forward via his individual efforts in ways that to get attentions from companies and groups that wouldn't normally be paying attention to the space. And now they are more open to not just talk to us, but they have begun the process of like corporate education, so that when somebody walks up to them and says, we're doing a charity activation on Twitch, would Honda, would you like to be involved or whatever? And they'll go, oh yes, we have done this before. Because after if you can get them to do it once, they have to develop a system internally, and then it becomes easier. So it's just pulling the lever, right? And it becomes easier and easier to make that happen. So sometimes charity is like the erosion game for some of the bigger companies. You have to like bother them until they do something the first time. But then, I mean, it so much good comes after it that it's worth it. And I'll be an asshole and bother the hell out of somebody if we're gonna help folks. Like, it's like we're helping people.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, the power of these communities is, I don't think we've even scratched the surface. It's just,
I agree.
The way we can activate people and just like get the calls to action and get them moving, and really them feeling like they're part of something that's actually doing something good is just unparalleled. It's outside of physically helping someone like in real time, like helping someone across the street or something. Outside of that, like that's as good as it. Like, this is really, you're part of something that's bigger than you, and that's what I feel like every time I'm in trying to rally people, and so far up to this point, that's kind of the most I've been able to do, and it's something that in the long run, that everything you just said, activate getting these big, Honda was a great example. Big companies that once that barrier to entry, like the whole, oh, where's our resident young person so we can figure out how to get this done. If that's not a problem, if they're just like, oh, boom, there's these guys know how to do it, let's work with them once, and then you're like, oh, you do this, and this, and then moving forward, you can just do it. Then they're like, oh, now we have a mechanism for it, and we're gonna participate a lot more. And the more big companies that do that, the more good that's done. So it's just wow, this is incredible. Like it's super interesting to me too, because as you know, I'm a huge proponent of Gary Vee too, and everything I'm hearing, it's like the whole business side of all the stuff too. Just kind of a B part of the question, or just a little bit of elaboration. It sounds to me like you guys, everyone who's participated in all these things has done a really good job of seeing, like something that doesn't exist yet that needs to, like you said, you had a problem with like, we had a not great experience with a coffee company. We're just going to start our own and do it the way that we think it should be done. And like you said, Rare Drop started as kind of the interfacing to because you had such a huge partner that was willing to help. You're like, we could do this, and we can become that. We could long term, we can become that mechanism that helps not only St. Jude, but all kinds of people get involved. And GCX, you're like, this should be a conference, because we can do all kinds of good stuff with this, because so many people are interested in it. What would you say? So you're seeing these gaps and these things that's built around gaming and streaming. If someone wanted to get involved, for example, if someone wanted to reach out and see how they could help with GCX, where would they go to get more information?
Oh, if they want to like reach out or participate, you can follow us on Twitter. It's @GCX event. That's the most active of our socials because it's just easy to distribute information there, and sometimes we have lots of information to dump. You can also follow but if you want to go to a website and see everything else, you can go to gcxevent.com. And that'll have everything that's going on. Obviously, we're planning for next year and whatever next year might bring. And, we're obviously, as an event, we have to pay very close attention to vaccines. And, we're working on all of the things that you'd need to put on a live event. And obviously, just like we did this year, if it ends up that we're getting close to the deadline and it's unsafe, we'll, make the right choice. But it's been really exciting, at least this year, because since everything very unfortunately had to get canceled, which was incredibly difficult, and we weren't really sure that we were going to make it through the year, because that's the ticket sales from that is what fund, running the company for a year to get it ready for the next event. So it was very scary. But we've been able to, pivot. Well, we've been able to finally market this knowledge house that we have for this effectively and take every meeting that we want to with people that want to do more charity work or things like that. So we've had this great opportunity to sort of centralize all of our content creation, which we've done with all the podcasts and things like that. And then sort of take GCX, and since it wasn't taking up so much time, look at the things from it that we feel are more generally valuable for anyone who's interested in getting involved, and then bringing that, skill set and knowledge set into these, conversations with charities to see how they can overlay their goals and plans over what we've done. And it's been really fun. It's super interesting to see how charities every charity wants to approach things a little bit differently, which I really like. But I'm just happy that we made something that is ending up helping make things better for other people, not just through the charity, which I would definitely be enough in the first place. But to me, we pioneered in the space. And so I feel that, we have a preliminary meeting. I always say, if you ever have any questions, and you don't hire us, Dave. I don't ultimately, I want people to work with us. I think they can at least guide a little bit, where they're trying to go, so that it doesn't end up being disastrous for them, because nobody deserves to have a horrible outcome. Nobody deserves that.
Agreed. Absolutely phenomenal. And you can get all the information on how you're progressing and stuff on that site. I believe Tooth threw it in the chat.
There it is.
And man, thank you. It's awesome to hear how far it's all come to. It sounds like your game plan that we were talking about way back has come to fruition.
It's crazy. It's very exciting.
Very crazy.
And King's Coast has been fun too.
Awesome. It is amazing to see over just the amount of money. It's right in your face as soon as you get to the website, which is incredible. $6 million. That's nuts.
That's so, that's. And it's funny, you're just going to keep eclipsing it, and
that's
I just have a feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling in 5 years, you'll be like, hey, remember when we?
We're excited about this.
The amount of people participating and all the good being done is going to just keep getting more. I truly believe that. I think that you guys are on an amazing path. Amazing path.
Thank you.
But it's time to have a little fun. Let's play a game. Yes. And it's my game. And I didn't let PM do it this week.
Algebra questions.
Because we did algebra. Or no, we did PEMDAS. Oh, God.
Geography. We're doing geography.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here. Before we start.
Social studies.
Before we start, before we start, pull up a side tab, sub to the YouTube channel, please. Thank you so much. And if you're not following this Twitch channel, please follow so you never miss an episode in the future. But I'm bringing the game back. We're doing initials.
Oh boy, initials.
For those of you that don't know about initials, this is a show that I 100% ripped off from a local Minnesota radio station that I was on. It is basically, I give you two initials. It can be a phrase. It can be a person. It can be like a movie. It can be anything. And I'll give you some 5 clues, and they get from really kind of obscure and like it won't really tell you anything to at the end I'm pretty much telling you what it is. And then you just as soon as you get one guess, so make sure that you know, like, you're really confident, one guess on what it is. Every single one of the answers is going to be these initials. They're all 2 words. The initials are CN. So as soon as you know, you can say it whenever, but once you say it, you're done. Unless the other person, because we only have 5, the other game is like, it's like 15 different things. So like eventually the score gets separated. But we have 5. So if you both get it wrong, the first person, you can both guess again.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And when you're right, you'll hear this. When you're wrong, you'll hear this.
Or neither. We're hearing no sounds.
I didn't hear that, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Awkward.
Sad.
And it doesn't matter because you don't know, because I'm the one with the answers and you don't know the answers. So I'll let you know. Incredible. Incredible, Paul. Incredible. You can tell us about it later. All right. Without further preamble, let's get into it.
Yeah.
CN. And I made these. There's one that I really don't think either one of you are going to get. So hopefully you get these first ones. All right.
All right.
CN. Your first hint, but the first one is fries. French fries.
French fries. Okay. CN.
No one ever gets it the first hint because they usually make no sense. Second hint. The word is adventure.
I got nothing. French fries and adventure.
Third hint. J Bravo.
This is somehow getting progressively easier?
Yes.
Okay. I got nothing.
Wow. Okay. Fourth hint. Contains a show about 3 guys with the same name.
Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network is correct.
Okay.
Ed and Eddie is the show. We're looking for Jay Bravo, Johnny Bravo, Adventure Time, Adventure, Fries, also on Adventure Time. And at the end, Fries. Like the fries, the guy fries guy, the guy that's fries in Adventure Time, not Adventure Time. Sorry, the guy, that other show,
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen, yes,
Aqua Teen Hunger Force,
and Adventure Time, and then Bravo. They're all in cartoon. Sorry, anyway, and then at the end is Adults in a Pool, Adult Swim. Get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
Okay. All right. I get it. That's good.
All right. 1-0 Bravo. Sorry,
Bravo.
Broman.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that people at home love this game, so they're probably
wait.
at it.
Can you hear this?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we fixed it. All right, good.
Cool. All right, great.
This is
cool.
good.
Yeah, awesome.
Content.
Glad we fixed it. All right, next one for CN. First hint.
Okay.
Huge.
What are the initials again?
CN. There's still
okay,
CN.
It's always CN
for all of them.
CN for all of them. Of course.
Okay.
Huge.
All right. Okay. Now I understand the game. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Second, used to represent tigers. And remember, this can be anything. Doesn't have. So don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking like it's another network or something.
Oh, I'll never pigeon my hole.
I'll pigeon my hole in my free time. Thank you very much. I don't bring that here. Okay.
Third hint. In quotations, superhuman.
Bro, these are the hardest initials you've ever
They
done.
are kind of hard. I'm loving it. Number 4, Tom's replacement.
Tom?
CN. All right, now to give it away, 5th hint. Ex-Panthers quarterback.
Cam Newton. That took way too. I was like,
Tom's replacement. I thought you'd have it at Tom's replacement. So the hints were huge. The dude is gigantic. Second,
how is that again? Oh my!
It's the first hint. Second hint, he used to represent the Tigers. He went to Auburn. Auburn Tigers.
Gotcha.
Third,
Okay.
a superhuman. His nickname is Superman.
Super true. Yeah. Okay.
Tom's replacement. He replaced Tom Brady as the quarterback for the Patriots this year.
Outstanding. Outstanding initials. Very good.
There you go. All
So
right.
no one got that one.
So-
Wait,
so
I got
this
that
one-
one.
You did get that one, 1-1. All right.
Okay.
Third
All right.
one.
Yes.
Now
Clap,
I'm
Roman.
really.
Roman.
Yes. Clap.
You. I'm
Wow.
gonna win this.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Let's go.
All right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Fair.
Yep.
Fair.
Okay, so I'm hopeful about this one. I actually made these challenging hints, and I'm excited with how you guys are doing. All right. Third CN, hint number 1,
Okay.
a modern knight. A modern knight.
Modern night. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yep. Yep.
Nothing.
Yep.
A theme, this is hint number 2, a theme is going in reverse. Yeah, you're not going to get it yet. You're going to start getting it.
What are you talking about?
Associated, hint number 3,
Okay.
associated with many dreams. So a modern night,
Night.
a theme going in reverse. A common theme is going in reverse, sorry.
What is that?
And associated with many dreams.
Many dreams. Dude, I got nothing. It's all riddles. I don't.
It is riddles. The last one should give it to you. 4, works with Leo.
Good.
I just hear Paul just
Is
melting.
this some sort of astrology question?
Wait. Works with. Wait. Quentin. No.
I'm going to the last one.
Okay.
What do Bruce Wayne, Space, and Denzel's son have in common?
What?
Bruce Wayne,
Talking about?
Space, and Denzel's son. I know chat.
I'm not
knows.
high enough for this. This is ridiculous.
Don't look at chat. Don't look at chat. It's in
Okay.
chat. Don't look at chat.
Where's
It's
my
not- okay.
lawyer? I feel attacked.
And
when is
Denzel's
this?
son? Denzel's a son? Let's back that up for a minute. When did he have a
That's not his son.
child?
He's an actor. You've seen him in movies.
I have?
Yes. Yes, you have.
I don't think I
I
have.
guarantee it.
I don't think so.
All right. I gotta make up another hint. He makes movies.
He makes movies?
Works with
He made a
Leo.
movie about
The
space.
director.
He made a movie with Leo DiCaprio in it about dreams. Are you guys serious?
God.
Yeah.
No, who? Damn it.
He made all the new Batman movies.
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. That is true.
Wow. Oh
Damn
my
Wayne-
goodness.
Come on, dude. Inception.
Wow, dude.
Interstellar.
Broman, you suck, dude. You're
No,
gonna
those were
tear up.
amazing hints. Oh my God, I'm so
theme-
stupid.
The theme of In Reverse is from Tenet. Just so you know. I don't know if
Yeah,
you guys
no,
have seen Tenet, but,
that was
Yeah.
great
it's
hints.
confusing, but they
I'm
do
just
go
a
in reverse
choke
sometimes, so-
artist.
That was really bad.
All right.
Shit.
So these next, if you don't get this next one, I'm gonna be really unhappy.
Sorry, internet.
Okay.
And there's like a weird off chance that you guys are going to know the last one, but hopefully it's not tied.
Okay. Fantastic. Can't wait.
We can only hope.
Only.
I think Broman might know it, but I know Paul doesn't, so maybe I'm just giving it to him. All right, number 4, CN. First hint. Jokes.
Okay.
Jokes.
Okay.
Okay.
In
Gotcha.
Delta blank. Is hint number 2.
Is in Delta blank?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
When he practices, he wears a dark colored belt.
What?
Hint number 4. A famous martial artist.
Chuck Norris.
No!
Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris!
Chuck Norris!
And you know what the last hint was? He was in the famous line in Dodgeball. No, thank you, Chuck Norris.
That's
right.
There it is.
That's right.
Boom!
Oh,
All
my
3-1,
goodness.
So it doesn't matter. Paul's going to win. But let's see if you guys know this last one. I almost guarantee you won't. But to be honest, there's really not that much stuff. CN, and I saw Christopher Nolan. I'm like, I have to do that. So
No, this has
yeah.
been very tough so far.
This is actually really, this has been hard.
to be honest, I'm so excited for the viewers to be like, or the listeners to be like, oh, this one's a good one.
Oh, they're gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if anyone. Honestly, chat, you guys are in this too. Let's see if you guys can get this.
Yeah.
One. I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to get this. Our last one, CN, associated with Denmark. That narrows it down.
Wow. Associated with.
Excellent.
Great.
An actor.
Okay.
Actor. Associated. Okay.
Most well known for Return to Sender, the movie Return to Sender. I don't know if you've seen it.
Is it from the 90s? I haven't seen I don't know.
Yes. It is a popular movie, though. Anyone who's seen it will know.
Oh, no.
Also from You've Got Mail. I don't know. I've never seen these movies.
I've seen that.
Of course, you have to see the movie.
Fourth,
Yeah.
most recently known as Queen Hippolyta.
Oh, my fuck.
Queen Hippolyta. Oh.
You've seen her? You might not know her name.
Yeah. Don't know her name.
Okay, so here's the last one. Last name, Noth. What could her first name be?
Charlita?
Good.
I don't know.
That's not even a name.
What's the Denmarkian name? I don't know.
Just saying anything.
I don't know.
It's
I don't
Claire
know.
Noth. She is in many, many, many movies.
Claire
Go look her up.
Claire Noth.
Charlita.
Now I'm
No,
looking
you're right.
it
You
up.
got it, Paul. It's Charlita Noth, dude.
Charlita Noth.
I'm
Everyone knows
just
about
kidding. It's
Charlita.
not. It's actually Charlita, dude. He's right. No,
Actually,
3-1, Paul.
Denzel's son's name.
Denzel's son. What is Denzel's son's name?
It's got to be Junior. There's no way it's not Denzel Washington Jr.
No, he's what's his name? It's like Daniel.
I don't know. We have Google right in front of us. I don't know. We just,
Anyway, thank you for playing initials.
Nicely
if anyone
done.
got that
Nicely
last
done.
one, please tweet us. We want to know.
Yes.
Yes.
I would love to know that.
The Christopher
Also-
Nolan one I thought was really clever, and I'm proud of Paul for that. That was
Well,
good.
thank you. Friendly God. I mean, it took me 9 years, but
You did it.
Oh,
That was an
no
amazing
way.
competition.
that's Denzel's son.
Mhm.
Oh,
He's
he's
the guy from Tenet is in,
the main actor from Tenet.
yeah, and he's in a bunch of stuff. He's in some shows.
No
I can't remember
way.
the specific show, but he's in a good show.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a good actor.
Heck of a
Yep.
beard. Oh yeah, he was in Black Klansman.
Yes,
That's right.
that is
Wow.
what he's good in, and he will, I guarantee you, be at some role in Christopher Nolan's next movie. Probably.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Probably.
100%. That's
Probably.
crazy. I
Thank you
should
for playing
know
our
that.
game. That was initials.
Nicely done, everybody.
I felt it was my obligation
did it.
to actually make something
We did
deep
it.
thinking outside
Yeah.
of math problems. So thank you
Yeah.
for playing.
I mean, It was
I
no
love
PEMDAS, but it was really good. It was really, really good.
No
Great job.
PEMDAS.
Great effort.
No
All right.
PEMDAS, very good.
Incredible effort.
Fantastic. Broman, thanks for suffering through that, and thanks for losing to me. They rarely win, so that was nice. I appreciate that.
We wait till an hour and a half into the pod where your brain's just fried. and then hit you with a ball.
Talk about the meaning of life, and then we hit you with that. So our final segment here is a pretty easy one that I actually have someone for. It is called somebody you want to shout out. You know, who you've been watching lately? Who would you like to give a shout out to? Who do you like their content? Who do you think is doing a great job that you just want to give a little bit of love to on the pod?
Man,
Yeah, just anyone at all. You know, anyone at all.
That is that's so many people.
Well,
You can name multiples of dude like.
Yes, and also you can take your time to think about it. You know, write it down. I'll go first, then I'll have Trevor go, and then you go.
Oh, so you do this like every week?
We do.
Every
So
week.
it's like, who have I been watching this week?
Exactly.
It can
It's
be.
like, okay. Yeah.
Ours
Yeah.
kind of goes week by week, but most people you can whatever.
No,
Exactly.
that's helpful. That's helpful for me.
Yeah.
Who have I been watching this week? I have to go check.
Yeah, exactly. Take your time. So my shout out this particular week is actually to a WoW streamer, and her name is Hazel Nutty Games. Hazel Nutty Games. Yeah, she's been streaming WoW for quite a bit, but she also has a YouTube channel, which I kind of stumbled across. I was going through different YouTube channels, figuring out like what games, or not what games, but like what I have to do for the new expansion, Shadowlands. Like what does the Covenants mean, and what does my whatever Sanctum mean, all that kind of stuff. She popped up on the autoplay, and it was just literally a full VOD of her stream. And I found myself after an hour and a half being like, oh, wow, I still have this up. Like I just casually enjoyed it and didn't even realize it. And so, yeah, I was like, that's really cool that she was just able to do that the entire time. And yeah, so her name is Hazel Nutty Games. That's HAZELNUTTY Games on Twitch. As well, I believe is the same on YouTube. Her Instagram is Hazel Nutty Life. Seems to be a theme here. But yeah, she actually does a pretty good job, particularly that I've noticed while watching her, is just continuing to talk to chat. She will carry on a conversation, not to the point of like ear fatigue, because like there's definitely people that do it. They just say like buzzwords all the time, like "let's go, chat." Like, "All right, chat." Like, "What do you? Okay, here we go." Whatever. Like just a bunch of buzzwords, and that can wear on the ears after a while.
Yeah.
But she had like genuine conversation with her chat and explained things about the games the entire 2-hour video. I thought that was really commendable. So that's my pick this week. Hazel Nutty Games, and she's also a WoW streamer, and WoW needs more love on Twitch. So that's where I'm at. Trevor,
I think Aslan's doing great. My guy this week, he's a TikToker. Paul, you know him from the quote unquote No Nut November video. It is that guy. His name is Jason Rodello, and I think he's a professional dancer. So what he does is he does all these TikToks with him and his two background dancers, and they like come up with a topic about being positive or some sort of like, do your homework, kids. And then then he just starts doing a video, and they make up a dance like to like get him going.
I think about the TikTok, it makes me laugh.
And I don't know, there's this TikTok. He's like, guys, it's No Nut November. He goes, you know what? Do you know what? Don't do it. Just not as much as you want. And he goes, he's like, because you know what they say, one man's nut is an eye. Goes, you've got to watch the video. It doesn't. You
I gotta watch it. Okay.
And he's got one of those mics that's like really close to his mouth, so he always like distorts his mic all the time when he's talking. Like he's like Richard Simmons, like really excited to get you going, like the kind of guy. So his name's Jason Rodello, JASON RODELO. I believe he's got a YouTube channel too. I haven't even found it because I'm still not through all the TikToks yet. But he's constantly doing them, and he's a really positive guy, and he's really creative, and it is super funny. But he always does, and he's got one dance move he always does where he switches feet really fast. He goes, here we go. He does it literally every time, and it's great. So you should go check him out, Jason Rodello on TikTok, and check him out on YouTube as well.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that video just cracks me up every time.
Now
I'm gonna watch it again after this.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have something to do later. I'm gonna go downstairs and be like, Amy,
We have to watch this person on
We have
TikTok.
to watch this person.
We stayed up till like 3 a.m. watching TikTok together. Like the other night, we were like, "Oh fucking shit! Whoops!
Yeah.
Can we go to bed?"
Oh damn! Really? Wow.
Joys of
my
being
every
married. Oh yeah, dude, it was great. So yeah, I guess I just want to shout out some of the people we recently like had the raid day tailgate thing, and we got to highlight a bunch of creators that were participating in that. So it was really cool, and I just wanted to highlight a couple of folks that really made us laugh and you know showed what that event is about, which is really just like trying to play together as a team. World First is cool, but just getting in there and trying against impossible odds, I always think is dope. So the first one is Equagan. I'm gonna look his name up really quick because I want to make sure I spell it right. But EK has been like an incredible member of the Destiny community for a long time. It's EKUEGAN. He's got a crazy fun story about how he got into streaming involving winning a contest with, oh my god, hilariously enough, Taco Bell.
Oh wow.
So yeah, EK is an incredible guy. So Equagan, and then the other guy is Amaze, which is spelled UHMAAYYZE. We watched him and his team as well, and they were always either incredibly positive or like super toxic to each other for 5 seconds, and then but then like immediately after, like we flipped to them, I think the first time, and I was like, oh shit, like this is a bad moment. Like everyone has these moments, and so like it was just really tense, and then all of a sudden everyone like just started laughing, and I was like, oh thank God, they just really like each other that much. Like they're best friends. It's not rage, it's fake. So Amaze is also another like really just dynamite guy that we watched during that. So those would be my two recommendations as far as like who I've been watching the past week. And I don't know who really made me laugh and showed like incredible effort. The end of the tailgate was watching Equagan's team finish like the second encounter, and they had been stuck on it for like 7 hours or something. So it's just really cool to get to see teams work through moments like that live. So it was highly recommend.
That's so cool. Like now I'm just thinking about all the opportunities there are in WoW to do like tailgate stuff for that. Like because they're going to be releasing stuff like every 2 weeks for the next, like couple months. So I'm like, wow, I mean, what if, do
it? I mean, it was a fun time. Yeah. I mean, it was, for us, it was like, get approvals from people beforehand, make sure that like for us, I was like, look, we're only going to be positive. Like, I'm not going to be calling your team out about crap they're doing wrong. I'm going to try and make the viewers understand what it's like to like sit in that position and try and problem solve when you're under pressure. And so like, that's what we talked about, and people really like that a lot. So, I think that folks are definitely down for more commentary on, just what it's like, especially for investment games like WoW. Like there's so much history, there's so much commentary available, like to just talk about the development of like a specific class going into a raid. Like, I would watch the fuck out of it.
So fun.
Absolutely.
And you could just get groups that are just like absolute memers too. It would just be great. It would be really great. Like for whatever reason, I don't know what I was doing, but I pulled up Moon stream, and they were doing the Project 30 with Soda, and they were like running Naxxramas in Wrath of Lich King, but they only let the people who were raid leading were people who had never done Naxxramas, so they had to learn the fights like as if they'd never been in there, and then the other people were in there had done it and like wiped or run it 100 million times. Like Soda was losing his mind, and it was so funny. So like Moon was just throwing out things like, what if I did this? They're like, no, that's stupid. Like, cause they're all just memers. It was like him and Cutie Pie and like Dyrus, like just like a bunch of LOL, like world champions that are like, I don't play WoW. It was really funny. I was like, this is great content. Of course, these guys are all famous. They do stuff like this. This is awesome.
Of course they're famous.
So anyway, I'm going to flesh that out. I kind of want to see you always got to be, like, you got to be a little bit clever about WoW content. You got to be outside the box a little bit. So that's interesting. That's cool. That's really cool. And I know I popped in a little bit on that tailgate. It looked like you guys were having a blast. So that's what it's all about.
I can't wait to do it again.
It's awesome. All right. Well, before we go, Ben, do you have you have any special events coming up soon in the next few weeks? Do you have merch? Whatever. Plug everything. Let us know.
Plug everything. So we're doing the 12 days of King's Coast for King's Coast Coffee. So if you are shopping for family members or whatever, if you're looking for gifts, most people like coffee, and if they don't like coffee, everyone likes chocolate, and so we have that right now too. But so that's the King's Coast side of things. Almost every night of the week, we're live with a podcast or D&D sessions on twitch.tv/raredrop. We've got some really cool custom D&D stuff that we're going to be doing in January. We have a lot of really cool campaigns running right now. So including one every Sunday night that is about teaching you what D&D is about. So if you're a complete beginner, they have like a beginner campaign. It's very well done. So that's really cool to just tune in and watch. Awesome. They do a focused job on like educating you, like about every week. It's like, this is the part of the campaign about runes and relics, and this is the part about weapons and items and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. I think it's a great resource for folks. And then this weekend and next weekend, we partnered with She Snaps here on Twitch to put together an event called Holiday Hearth and Home. She recognized that there was sort of this need. A lot of us are going to be inside and at home, and missing families and relatives and all of whatever the normalcy we would have this time of year. So she had the goal of sort of making weekends of content for people to come and hang out if they don't have anyone to hang out with during the holidays. So we'll be doing that. It starts on Friday. That's also twitch.tv/raredrop. It starts on Friday and runs through Sunday this weekend and next weekend. This weekend, we're raising money for Able Gamers. And next week, we're raising money for Red Nose.
Oh, cool.
So
Amazing.
It's
nice.
Yeah. So that is the stuff that I care about you knowing about. And thank you for having me on the podcast today.
Thank you so much for coming on. You are a very busy man, so it means a lot that you took time out of your day to come hang out and talk through. I mean, that was a very, very insightful episode. So before we let you guys go do whatever the heck you're doing for the rest of the night, don't forget, we got 2 ways for you to get on the pod. In addition to the review of the week, you can use Ask MCA on Twitter. Next guest is announced, and you may have your question asked on the next episode. That is, unless we have a better question. But if you leave a review, our review of the week is from, and this is a real name on YouTube, Drewby's Doobies.
Nice.
Which is, I just love it. I keep wanting to say boobies, and I have to force myself to say doobies because I am a child. He said, I listen to a lot of podcasts at work, and this has quickly become the one I look forward most every week. Great content creators, great guests. Thank you, Paul, host number 1, and Trevor, host number 2, for putting out the quality content. Thank you very much for your very clear, concise, wonderful review. Beautiful. And I'm going to be honest, when I first read your name, Drewby's Doobies, I didn't know what to expect. So
you had low expectations for the review. Yeah,
I had low expectations, and you blew them out of the water. So thank you so much for your kind words, guys. Remember to leave a review wherever you can leave reviews. Spotify doesn't let you, but if you're listening on a Apple Podcast or wherever else, we greatly appreciate 5 stars as always. And if you're on YouTube, there's 2 ways you can do it. Either hit the thumbs up, and if you're going to hit the thumbs down, make sure you hit it twice. Thank you. Before we go, also go follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, the May Contain Pod. And Broman, where can they find you?
You can find me. I am ProfessorBroman everywhere on the internet.
ProfessorBroman, he got it all. There's no pesky, weird Instagram one like us.
I got lucky
at this point. We don't need to say our things. It's been 47 episodes of us saying our things, so we're good. You know where we are. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to follow the Twitch channel if you're here, and we will see you next week on the May Contain Action podcast. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Bye.